I'd like to bring this meeting of the Marion County Board of Education to order. If we could please stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Let's be seated. We held our public hearing at 5 o'clock this afternoon, and we had no one from the public to show for that.
Sir?
Yes, sir.
It said 5:30 in the paper.
Could you show me that?
Sure.
The public hearing or a board meeting?
Public hearing. Or it was. Well, it was a bit obscure. The board, it says the board has a regular scheduled meeting at 5:30. So it's planning on having the public tax hearing immediately before that meeting. That's what it says.
Okay, but we also have it advertised in the paper elsewhere that indicates that the meeting is at 5 o'clock. We're required by law to advertise that. Not in an article, but we are required to advertise that. Am I
Okay,
correct?
I'm sure there were people who were planning on attending that meeting, as was I.
We were going to have an open discussion anyway.
Yeah, we're going to have an open discussion in the meeting about it, but the hearing was at 5 o'clock. So we'll move on with our regular meeting, but we're going to be discussing it, and you'll get to hear everything that you would have heard at the hearing. Okay. First on the agenda tonight, we'd like to recognize one of our former board members, and our superintendent, Ms. Schlosser, will do that at this point.
We would like to recognize Mr. Ed Hacker, if he would like to come forward. We have a small token of appreciation. Mr. Hacker served with us from January 2011 until July 2013. Mr. Hacker served as our board vice chair, and this is just a very small token of all the meetings, all the research, all the emails, all the things that you did to help our district move forward. We appreciate everything you did, appreciate your energy that you gave and your commitment. A lot of people don't understand what the board members do. They just see a meeting a couple times a month. They don't see all the emails they're sent, all the trainings that they're required to attend. And I know you were very diligent in the research, that when you came to a board meeting, you were very prepared and you invested a lot of time, took a lot of phone calls, and that's what we appreciate, and we miss you, but we just hope that this bill is just a small token of appreciation for all that you did for us.
Stevie, I didn't know this was coming, so it's not been a backdoor deal.
Thank you. Next is our superintendent's report.
For my superintendent's report, I want to start out by going along with my goals, which is, as you know, our overall goal is leadership. And our first objective, or our first focus point, is teaching and learning. And just to let you all know that the K-PREP, which is our state accountability data, we cleaned that up on August the 27th, and the final cleanup statewide will be September the 12th. And so our scores will become available to everyone the week of September the 23rd through the 27th, and they're telling us it'll be that week because they're not sure if they'll actually be there on the 23rd. So we're excited about that. At that point, we'll know where each school is and if they've made progress, if they've met No Child Left Behind, and how we did as a district. Just an update, our Explore and Plan, Explore at the 8th grade, Plan at the 10th grade, will be scheduled for our 8th, 9th, and 10th grade the last week of September. And just as a update, this will be the last year that the state's looking at using these two forms, and they'll be looking at a new assessment. And just as a reminder, this is something that we use for college and career readiness, and it is a pre-ACT. And thankfully, all of our kids have an opportunity to do that at no cost, and our state picks up that. Something else we're really excited about is all of our elementary and middle school students are participating in math assessment. And if you're a mom or a dad, you probably received a newsletter and have gotten some information. The nice thing about math assessment, it is a diagnostic assessment. Individually, you know how your child's going to be doing. It's based on their skills and ability, and the results are immediate. It is an online assessment, so the teacher and the child and the parent will know immediately what the progress is. One of the things we're also excited about is we have also looked at a program called Compass Learning. Compass Learning actually takes the data from math, and it actually uploads that, dumps it, however you want to say that, into that. So if the 5 of us took the math assessment, and each one of us are going to have strengths or weaknesses, Compass Learning can actually take what we need help on, or if we need enrichment, and it gives an individualized program for each child. It's web-based, it can be accessed 24/7, it has tutorials for parents, and it is a great way to help kids that are struggling. Interventions, gifted. We ask teachers a lot to take test data and say, you know, how can you help each of these students? And you know, we're talking about 5 people sitting up here. A classroom teacher, in some cases, they have 32 kids in a class, just depending on how the enrollment is. I don't want you to think we have a problem with classroom settings. But you know, you're looking at a kindergarten class, first, second grade, they've got 20 to 25 students, and we're asking them to differentiate their instruction. With this math assessment that we're giving, and we're going to do that 3 times a year, that way we can monitor progress throughout the year. The Compass Learning will actually help the child, help the teacher, and help the parent. So we're really excited about that. We're looking at doing that in all 8 of our schools. And when I say 8 schools, I do include the UC Spalding Academy. And that is our alternative school for kids that are struggling. We look at that, and at the high school level, we can also look at our college and career readiness component. And as you all know, we want every kid that graduates, that's a goal, to be college and career ready, and that doesn't start at the high school. Do y'all agree with that? College and career readiness starts the day they walk in school. It's actually going to be a purchase that we're going to be able to secure through Title I funding. So we're excited about that. That's what Title I money's for. Title I funding is for, you know, how can you help children, and that's going to help us in our reading and our math. And it's also going to help the teachers because of that individualized learning. We can also do some diagnostic assessments with that as well. Also very excited about something we're going to call learning walks. In a lot of districts, they call those instructional rounds or walkthroughs, but we want to focus this. We want it to be a positive effort. We want it to be a learning walk, and our goal from this office is to actually take a team of folks and invite principals and some other people, but we want to be in every school as a team 3 times this semester. So we've got 8 schools, 3 times. We're looking at 24 visits, and it will be very intentional, and it will have a purpose. And when we go to a school, We're gonna ask the principal, what do you want us to look for? Just like if you go to a doctor and they say, well, looks like you're having some trouble with your heart, they send you to a specialist. And so that specialist looks just at your heart. We're not gonna go in and look at everything, but if that school is looking at intentional planning or if they're working on questioning, then we're gonna go in and we're gonna learn from one another and hopefully provide some support and some monitoring for that. And then each of our schools are developing and working on a professional learning community plan. In other words, so that when they meet as a group, whether it's a large group or a small group, it could be all the second grade teachers in a building, it could be all of the math teachers in the building. What's their purpose? What do they want to accomplish? What data are they looking at? And how are they going to monitor that? And how are they going to revisit that and refine and reflect? For high expectations, I just want to remind you that we still are working on our book, and it's going to take us a little while because there are 21 laws. But we've talked about the law of the lid, the law of influence, and the law of process. And that's what we want, for example, our learning walks to be. We don't want it to be an event. We want it to be a process to where we start and we end, and at the end that we have seen some progress that's been made.